It'll be more entertaining. What the hell we got theme songs from the 80s? What the hell's going on?
Why is this a thing? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the War Report brought to you by SnagMeans8.com. We've got DJ Steve on the ones and twos here. Brock Lesnar's Suplex City Rack City remix.
It is kind of fitting because
WrestleMania or UFC 200. I almost called it WrestleMania 200. That'd be funny.
We have the UFC deal, which is Saturday, but tonight on the live Smackdown, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but they are announcing who his opponent is going to be at SummerSlam.
Did you hear the spoiler about who it could be?
Well, the number one pick right now they're saying is going to be Orton, and
Boom. Yep.
And now I'm super stoked about those two because there's a long history there. I mean, they can go back and they can even go back to OVW days.
They could have a good match, those two.
You know, and they'll have a great match and all that. But I don't know. To announce it this early, you know what I mean? Like, I get it for marketing purposes. I get it. But on the other side,
they want Lesnar. If Lesnar gets knocked out, it's over with. If Lesnar gets knocked out Saturday, that match means nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why the announcement makes no sense right now.
Well, but they're announcing it on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Right,
so,
because they don't want Orton. If Hunt knocks his ass out in the first round, then that match is just a mid-card match. But if if he comes in there and he's the Beast and Carnage, then they could spin it. They're just trying to.
But then why wouldn't you wait and make the announcement until after the fight?
I totally get what you're saying. I'm just saying.
Because in your side of things, which you're right, I'm not disagreeing with you. But then the way you're saying it, Orton gets bumped down to a mid-card status where he's coming back off injury, big return. So I think the timing is questionable. However, I was listening to Justin LaBar this afternoon, and he made a valid point.
Penis mouth.
There's got to be some kind of cohesive deal between UFC and WWE for this to happen. There has to be something. Maybe Randy Orton gets shown in the crowd at the fight, and he's at the fight, and that's how, they start to get the rumblings of, this is going to go down, or something like that. But the timing is questionable. I just don't understand that call other than marketing.
I mean, it's obviously was a deal made between Dana White and Vince McMahon because everybody knows that McMahon wants Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. And, I mean, they wanted it this past year in Dallas. They'll get it in Orlando because, hey, sure, you get Brock Lesnar. But just like I've talked about this for 2 weeks on my show on Fox Sports every Saturday, is that Vince is rolling the dice. If Brock goes in there and he knocks out Hunt, he's got all the credibility in the world. But if he goes in there and gets knocked out, then his entire feud, his entire time beating the Undertaker's streak, the feud with your current World Heavyweight Champion, Dean Ambrose, everything means nothing. Because Brock Lesnar's he could play in the wrestling world and be this beast, but go in the UFC, he gets knocked out.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And listen, this let me see here. This fight, UFC 200, is gonna be, first of all, the whole card. If you're an MMA fan, the card's stacked. If you're not an MMA fan and you want to watch an example of MMA, this is the one to watch because you're not going to get a better card, at least this year, to kind of get an introduction to everybody. You're getting women, you're getting all the weight classes, you're getting like culminations of feuds with Daniel Cormier and John Jones. There's a lot of good shit there. But Brock Lesnar, they're banking on Brock Lesnar. I think to speak to what Charlie said, he's right. I think they got Ronda for WrestleMania or something for WrestleMania because they were trying to get Paige Van Zant for SummerSlam and she turned it down. So, leads me to believe they're going to go for probably another women's wrestler. Why not Ronda? Why not WrestleMania? But I also think they got something financial from them because he is under contract as a talent to WWE. So I think I think UFC had to give a couple bucks to Vince McMahon
Oh,
to
there ain't
broker
no
that deal.
question. And Brock's gonna get paid a shit. Brock got paid a
Oh, yeah.
shit ton of money. I mean, you think about it, this is the first time ever a current roster WWE superstar is competing in the UFC.
Yeah. And it's gonna listen. People who think that he's just gonna get run over, I don't necessarily think that's the case. It's gonna be a tough match. I'm not saying he's gonna win.
Brock Lesnar wins in 2 rounds.
I'm hoping he wins in 2 rounds because first of all, that's the longest he's ever gone is 2 rounds. So you hope the fight doesn't go. Plus, with a guy like Mark Hunt, he's got that one-punch knockout power, so he's not going to be in there looking for a long fight. No. 0 of his wins have come from submissions, Mark Hunt. So
anyone know how much this fucking fight is? Because my cheap ass, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot.
I mean,
$60.
Yeah, it's $60 on pay-per-view, or you can find it for free online. Yeah. I'm just saying. There are ways if you're one of those people. I'm not saying you should do it. Not encouraging it.
Not condoning
just expressing. Right, I'm not condoning anything.
Vince Barry, let me get this straight. Vince Barry just told you to commit a felony, but he just wasn't
That's right.
the hands of it. That's smart.
I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you could. That's the only difference.
Are you going to commit a felony, or are you going to pay him $60? I'm just curious. What's the Barry family doing?
I may go to my local Buffalo Wild Wings, and
there.
Do it that. That's the only other way to do it legitimately, aside from ordering the pay-per-view. Because even on Fight Pass, even if you stream it, it's not cheaper. It's not like WWE where if you stream it through them, it's cheaper.
Yeah, of course.
But I think the Brock thing, it'll be first of all be a good match, and second of all it's going to bring in a lot of money. And if he doesn't lose, it can only mean good things for Brock and good things for the WWE. So.
Nope. Absolutely.
But Mark Hunt's got that takedown defense. That's his big thing, is that he's able to guard the takedown, and that's really what Brock has to watch out for. Ryan just linked the exact link I was going to send you, Steve. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. Anyway, we have a little bit of because Charlie obviously is a very busy man. He's hanging out in his back porch right now in a brief moment of having some free time. He can't hang out with us the whole hour as much as we want him to. So today, Charlie's story time will not be at the end of the show. It will be at the beginning of the show. Also because he gave us a little bit of a preview beforehand, and I want to hear the story as soon as possible. So have at it, Charlie. This is your... I'm not going to say anything. This is all you.
Okay. Well, okay. Okay, give guys a preference of this story. Now, backing up, a couple weeks ago, I was at Legends of the Ring up in New Jersey, New York area. It was same-day Cage of Death. Well, this is about 10 o'clock or so. I run into Jim Cornette. And Jim's like, oh, we need to talk. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. He said, so you're the one bringing Russo in for WrestleCade. And I'm like, yep. And he's like, well, I'm just curious to know, why would you do that? Why would you bring Vince Russo to the South? It's costing me a lot of money. Because, I've been at WrestleCade for the past 4 years. Now, I was very calm and very respectful, and my comment to him was, well, because I went to Tracy Myers, the promoter, and I said, would you have interest in having Vince Russo there, because he's never been there. This is being billed as the last WrestleCade. I thought it would be something different. Vince is also on Podcast One, which is the biggest podcasting system in wrestling. Steve Austin's there, good old JR, Jericho, everybody's there. And it would be a good way for us to plug WrestleCade and Gimmick Tree Entertainment. I figured it was a great win for everybody. Me and Tracy Myers, the promoter for WrestleCade and AML, struck a deal in April at Cauliflower Alley Club to do this. We actually got the video from Vince, put the video up online, and also announced it there live, right there on Facebook. And, it's everything. The good part about social media, as much as it's a pain in the ass, because you have to watch what you say all the time, you literally have to can you backtrack and you can actually have records of stuff that's happened. So, Vince has been booked for months. So Cornette's like, I've had a standing room invitation to WrestleCade. Now, I've been promoting for many years now, and I am no Jim Cornette. I am not claiming to ever be the experience level he has, because he's been in wrestling since 1932, the old bastard. So I have actually have the opinion that no one has a standing room invitation to a show. That doesn't exist. So I kind of was like, okay, and was very polite, very professional, because we were inside the convention center and we were speaking, and then he goes on and tells me, and I try to be very polite and tell him that, look, I don't know heat with you, this is just business. And he's like, well, I've turned down WrestleCade now. So I went ahead and just calmly let it go. Never brought it up publicly, never needed to. But the truth was, AML, Tracy Myers, and myself had booked Vince Russo months ago. And there was a clause in the deal, and I brought the clause to Tracy Myers. Vince Russo did not. I did. That if we book Vince Russo, Jim Cornette cannot come. Because I didn't want a fucking incident at my table, and two, I didn't want fucking Vince Russo to have any damage done to his brand, because he's on a national podcasting with Podcast One. We have working relationships with Podcast One. Obviously, they also work with Jim Ross and other people I've talked about, so there was no reason to, have an incident. It was very clear. Cornette wasn't booked. We fast forward. Cornette now has spun it where he's turned down WrestleCade and everything like that. If that's his version, that's when he wanted to do it, that's fine. He can have that little bit of a moment in his life and enjoy his little story. We fast forward to last Thursday. Fucking Jim Cornette gets on a podcast and starts. He goes for 1 hour and 42 minutes total, but at the 101 mark, he starts in on Vince Russo, how Vince Russo screwed TNA and how he tried to backdoor TNA for a deal. The truth was, Vince contacted Pop TV and said, hey, are you looking for a consultant? That's what USA does for Raw. I know the product. Would you be interested in having me on as a consultant? I'm not directly employed by TNA. I know the product. I may be able to help you guys. That was what happened. Cornette went and spun it that he was trying to backdoor TNA. He was trying to get the boys fired. It was just an excuse, and then he happened to bring this whole WrestleCade thing up. He also mentioned in the podcast that I said at Legends of the Ring that Vince Russo was scared of him and didn't want to have a fight and didn't want to fight him. So I didn't say that. Jim Cornette's a goddamn. Before I say another word. The following in the next part of these conversations I have with you guys is all on Charlie Armstrong, all on myself. It's not Tag Me a Date. It's not affiliated with this podcast. It's my opinion only. So I just cleared you, Steve, so don't worry about that.
I appreciate that one.
Fuck you, Jim Cornette, you lying sack of shit. I never said Vince Russo was afraid of you. You're a sack of shit. You're a liar. You're a goddamn con artist. You're what is wrong with the goddamn wrestling business. Because you're a fucking cancer that should be fucking dead. You fucking atheist bastard. That's my first rant for Cornette I have for you. Now, my second thing is, he said that I was scared of, or Vince Russo was scared of him. Vince Russo never said that. Vince Russo has multiple times been offered money by RF Video, by myself, to sit down with Cornette. Hell, we even said at WrestleCade we could do Cornette Russo, have it in the fucking show, have it at the thing, sell tickets, do the whole deal. We'll have real police do the whole deal. Cornette went in the thing. I have a rant. I have a blackout. I'll beat that man in the head with a blunt object. Y'all fucking couldn't break a fucking grape at a fucking grape factory, Jim. Let's be honest with you. You're 55 years old. You talk about you started riots with the Midnight Express. No, the Midnight Express started riots, and you were there. You filled a role for them. That's simple. Now, Cornette went in this huge conversation on how WrestleCade's great, but I just won't be there. So the next day, my phone starts blowing up, and it's first of all, it's a bunch of tweets from fans, from maybe a dozen fans I get messages from. They're trying to get a boycott gimmick tree and a boycott WrestleCade. But now, of course, Jim Cornette, well, go to WrestleCade and enjoy the show, but I can't be there. I'm sorry. First year I won't be there. It's costing me all this fucking money. The truth of the matter is Cornette wasn't making WrestleCade any money. He wasn't worried about selling tickets for Tracy Myers or helping the WrestleCade product. He's worried about his goddamn payday, the old bastard. He wants to fucking haggle them goddamn old DVDs he's been running around selling for 20 goddamn years. If you haven't seen the stupid son of a bitch in the past 4 years, he's been there. So that's the first thing I got to say to anybody who's crying about Jim Cornette's not going to be there. Now, then I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the higher road on this. I obviously had a conversation with Tracy Myers. I had a conversation with, and again, all this is on me. Tracy had nothing to do with this. I'm the one that booked fucking Vince Russo. I'm the goddamn fucking Satan. I'm evil. I fucking, are the most evil man in the world for fucking Jim Cornette's money up by not letting him come to WrestleCade for the 5th year in a row, because it was going to be the magical year where he was going to be able to sell that fucking DVD he's had on the table for 20 goddamn years. But the concept is Cornette fucking cried and whined. He actually went to other people associated with Tracy, telling them, I won't fuck with him, I won't fuck with him, I won't fuck with him. They said, no, you're not booked. So the truth of the matter is he did go back to WrestleCade. He tried to get booked back on the show. He said he'd leave Russo to fuck alone. He obviously, then when they told him no, he wanted to try to spin it, he's some kind of badass. The truth is Cornette was never booked for WrestleCade. He tried to get on the show even after Russo was there, and he couldn't, and they wouldn't let him. And then that's the fucking deal. Now, after getting hate emails from probably the same goddamn person, because they got a Twitter handle that's got no followers and no picture, and so it's probably Cornette or his fucking goddamn skanky-ass wife, since he wants to talk about people's wives. That fucking bitch probably sucks more dick in the business than fucking a goddamn porn star on the side of the road, but that's okay.
Hey,
let that goddamn whore suck some more dick. Maybe that's what she's jealous. Now, he wants to talk about his wives. I mean, let that motherfucker. I mean, tell that fucking old hag come on down here. I'll give her fucking $10 and I'll let her fucking suck on my toes. Okay, Jim. Now, let's really get into Cornette here now. So I decided, because Vince Russo is a good guy, and I'm a Vince Russo guy completely, and so I decided to have Vince on my radio show. And I told Vince from the very beginning, I said, we're going to address the Cornette thing. I said, I'm going to give you an open format. He wrote a letter right before he went on the air, and he put it up on the page, and it is there. Cornette fucking never responded. I'm sure he'll respond probably this week on his little nationally syndicated MLM podcast. But, he fucking, with, that he can only have enough content where his focus is bashing Vince Russo for the past 17 years. It's half his goddamn show content. By the way, Vince Russo has not mentioned Jim Cornette on his podcast since this, for the fact that he hasn't mentioned him in probably every episode of the Vince Russo Experience. No, actually, it's called the Vince Russo Swerve. Vince is actually more talented than calling it some bullshit experience like Cornette did. Now, fast forwarding, we had him on the show. Everything was great. Talked about gimmick tree entertainment, talked about everything good, and he addressed the fucking elephant in the room and addressed Cornette. And then I got fucking 6 to 8 phone calls. Well, I didn't. The fucking Fox Space did, from Cornette supporters. So 6 to 8 people got offended by what Vince Russo said. And the broad width of Fox Sports is pretty fucking large. So 6 to 8 people out of millions of people was offended. So that shows you the fan support Jim Cornette has. So my old thing is to Jim Cornette is this. I personally want to just say, I see your shirt that you've had for years. I think you honestly should draw a penis right here, put it about right here, and you'll probably sell more shirts. Or you put your wife's picture there and put penises there. That's about what you need to do in life, okay? You fucking old creepy bastard. You've been wearing the same sweatpants since 1983. You fucking put some goddamn pride in yourself and put on some nice clothes. Okay. Now, you guys want me to really tell you a Cornette thing. Let me tell you how greedy this bastard is. Obviously, I worked with, and I founded Masters of Ring Entertainment, and I will say this. Me and Baby put on a great show together with Cornette. A lot of you guys were there that's on the podcast. Fucking Cornette was honored by us. You know what? All I think Cornette gave a fuck about that whole day was hawking his goddamn merchandise. That was it. Getting his money and hawking his goddamn merchandise. His speech, he had about a 5-minute speech he mailed in. He got his little plaque and he went home. And guess what? Here's a funny story. You want to know a funny story about Jim? How I always love the fans. I care damn about the fans. You know what Cornette did with the plaque that we gave him? He got it in a fucking room. It was actually laying in a fucking trash can. That shows you how much Cornette gives a fuck about the fans of the Carolinas. It's a goddamn work, just like that piece of shit is. He don't give a fuck about the fans. All he gives a fuck about is his bank account. That's the only reason he's bitching about WrestleCade. He's the biggest piece of shit in the world, and Jim Cornette can suck my fucking dick. Any goddamn time, any place, anywhere, the little bastard can suck my dick. Now, I can tell you this much. Fuck shit. I do not care. Talk about you want to fight this motherfucker and you want to fight that motherfucker. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I tell you where you can fight me. I'm going to be there August fucking 3rd through August 7th at NWA Legends event. I got a booth there. I'm bringing Bill Abner out. I tell you what, you piece of shit. You want to fight somebody, come down there and fight me. We're going to be in the same goddamn hotel. Fuck, but we're both going to look stupid. And because I'm going to beat a 55-year-old man's ass. But I tell you what, some stupid ass down there talking about you're going to cave a bitch's skull in, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. God damn it. You know, somebody's polite to you and try to be respectful to you and say, listen, I don't want no problems, Jim. I don't want no heat with you, bro. I'm sorry that, you ain't booked for WrestleCade. Oh, bro, there ain't no problem. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Next thing you fucking know, he's on the radio. Blah, 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 blah. You fucking loudmouth bitch. Only people are listening to the same goddamn idiot's been listening to you for 20 years. And you fucking mindless Cornette marks don't realize he don't give a flying fuck about you, because if he did, he wouldn't be fucking constantly trying to peddle that same merchandise to you, that same bullshit to you, and that's all he cares about is selling his gimmicks at his little gimmick table. So, again, Jim Cornette, in all honesty, I hope you die tonight of a miserable death. I hope your cat gets ran over, that mealy-mouthed dog of yours gets fucking hit 3 times in a row and dies in your arms tonight, and I hope your wife sleeps with 100 more motherfuckers in the business, and they all give you a disease, and you die of AIDS at the end of it.
So,
now I'll open this format up for questions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last edition of the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com. Because I'm sure we're either going to have to cancel ourselves or we're going to get a cease and desist. So this was fun while it lasted.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Again, for legal purposes, this was Charlie Hartman, not Charlie Armstrong. Charlie Hartman saying this. Tag Me a Date had no affiliation. Vince Barry had no affiliation with this.
Thank you.
I mean, now, according to Cornette, he don't sue people. He beats their ass. So I want to see him beat some of that. You know what this piece of shit did? This piece of shit went and now Ed Ferrar. Now it's very simple. You like Ed Ferrari, you don't like Ed Ferrari. A lot of people don't like him because of the whole, good old, Oklahoma gimmick, good old JR gimmick. When he made JR and him's buried that shit. It's dead and gone, right? Now, Jim fucking Cornette runs into this dude. Ed Ferrari's with his family, out and about, enjoying his day. And fucking Cornette runs into him and spits in his face.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Like.
What kind of man spits in another man's face? I tell you what, you piece of shit from Louisville. You spit in my goddamn face. Please fucking do. I want to spit in my fucking face. I swear to God, if this piece of shit would even think about spitting me in his face, I'm gonna slap him on the goddamn strength of it. He's talking about he gets on the radio tomorrow. I've had fantasies of killing him. For a week, I've been fucking tormented and frustrated. You think that my heat was Bambi with something? You piece of shit. I sued that idiot. Spent thousands of dollars in court to win a couple $1,000. I know I'm fucking crazy. Russo says, be careful, he's crazy. No, I'm fucking crazy. And trust me when I tell you this much, you piece of shit from Kentucky. If you ain't got to worry about it. When I see you, I want you to all this fucking big bad talk you got, big bad Jim. I want to see it. Bring your tennis racket. Bring every goddamn stupid fucking Cornette mark you got. Because it's fucking a work. He's a work. He's a goddamn cartoon character from the 80s. Now, I'll open this goddamn thing up for questions. I have nothing to hide.
Vince?
Well, so I think the obvious question is, I feel like maybe you have issues with guys that are married, because you went at Karen Jarrett pretty hard, and then you went at Stacy there for a second. Now see, I've only seen Stacy at conventions and stuff behind the table. I've never actually met Stacy. I can't really say.
Yeah, well, my issue's not with her. I've never even met this woman a day in my life. It's just the fact that Cornette.
You just told her to, like, suck 6 dicks and die, and you said you never met her before.
I've never met Stacey a day in my fucking life, and I don't need to meet the fucking whore. All I'm telling you is that her fucking husband, her goddamn husband wants to bring people's wives in this shit, talking about bringing fucking poor Vince fucking Russo's wife, talking about other people's families. Fuck her. I don't give a fuck about that goddamn whore. A whore can die for all I care.
Did you want to add any, like make this a compliment sandwich? Is there anything positive you want to add at the end of this, or you just?
Yeah. I can't wait for Cornette to die because I'm gonna go take a shit on his grave. I mean, see, that's the problem with the wrestling business. Is you let pieces of shit like Cornette run his mouth, because he's Jim Cornette. He paid his dues. He's been around since the 1970s. He was in Memphis. He was here. He was there. He's the greatest thing ever. What the fuck does that matter, man? Okay, you pay your dues, show your respect, that's fine. But that does not give you a right to fucking just a fucking pass to do what the fuck you want to do. So what, 10, 15 years now? Oh, that's Charlie Armstrong. He can do the fuck he wants to do. There's no repercussions of it? When I have people calling my phone telling me they're going to cut my goddamn head off, and you're the cause of it, you think I'm not going to react in a violent and crazy manner?
Okay, please go, if you could, go into that a little bit more specifically, because that seems, that's a step too far.
Yeah, I literally, okay, I'm not like fucking certain people in life where they hide behind Facebook and they hide behind shit. I actually made it very clear. I put my phone number on my Facebook. I have had several calls from people, including motherfuckers telling me they're going to chop my head off for bringing Vince Russo to the South. That the Cornette Army's coming. That was one comment was made to me. The Cornette Army. I mean, really? Is this the fucking Smoky Mountain when he had the Cornette militia and they're going to come beat my ass? What is wrong with you people? And this is my thing. And I have really no hate towards Jim Cornette. I have hate towards the character of Jim, because what it is, this is no goddamn work. See, this is him where he can make money off this Cornette fucking podcast and these Cornette experiences. What Cornette does. I tell you what, you piece of shit. This is what I'm willing to do for you, Jim. July 30th, I got Vince Russo in goddamn Wilmington, North Carolina. I tell you what I will do. I will buy you, because I know you're too scared to fly, so I'll say I'll buy you a first-class plane ticket to Wilmington. I will send a driver up to Louisville, Kentucky, pick your ass up, drive you down to there, so you ain't got to drive. You could come in the building, you could tell Wilmington and tell the Carolinas what they really should do with Vince Russo, and I will let you leave, and I will drive your ass back home. Okay? Cornette is a goddamn cartoon character. He's a work. All he does is he sits there, he manipulates these dumb fucking hillbillies into believing whatever he's got to say, and then then the Cornette army's calling my fucking house, calling me, telling me they're gonna cut my goddamn head off. See, where I'm from, man, see, I'm a very laid-back ass person in normal life. You get past the Charlie Armstrong bullshit, you get to know Charlie. Every one of you on there has got to know me as a person. But when somebody starts threatening my life or my family's life, I get real goddamn offensive. Because I take threats as serious because people are truly crazy in the world. I mean, just look at the world. Look at what happened in Orlando. Look what's happened everywhere else in the country. People truly are fucking crazy. And these fucking morons can get worked up into something. And I tell you what, now, you want to get into some legal shit. If something does happen to Vince Russo, Cornette can legally be responsible because he antagonized somebody to do this shit. And that's the fucking fear that Vince Russo has, and I do myself. So I can tell you fucking this much. If any one of you Cornette morons out there want to fucking fight, you want to fucking get into an argument, whatever, I ain't gonna argue. I'm gonna punch you right in the fucking face. That's just point blank. And Cornette is the responsibility of this falls onto him. So all my little rant about Cornette suck. Cornette honestly could go to hell and die tomorrow if I here. If Cornette would die tomorrow, I'd be the happiest person in the world. Hell, I hope that motherfucker dies in a most miserable death in the world, because that's what he deserves. Because he's sitting there harassing people, talking about what if you got such a goddamn problem with somebody. Now let me ask everybody on here. So let me ask y'all a question. If every one of you, if you had a true problem with somebody, and this was this serious of a problem, would you not get in your goddamn vehicle and go and see that person and deal with it? Would you not just deal with it and just be done with it instead of all this for 17 years? If you let somebody for 17 years control your emotions so much you wanted to kill them, would you not just go address that shit and be done with it?
That shit would have been addressed and taken care of a long time ago.
See, it's a fucking work. See, what Cornette's done for years, he's made money off Vince Russo, all the shit he's going to do with Russo, and he runs into him, it's over with. And then he takes a guy like Ed Ferrara, who's Ed Ferrara is a passive guy, one of the nicest guys in the world I've ever
One of the nicest guys I've ever met.
And you spit in his face while he has his family right there with him.
That's crazy.
Cornette is the biggest piece of shit in the world. And again, Cornette, you want to sell some merch, put a big dick right here, right in your mouth going, and you'll sell a lot more shirts. Because that's what you are, you dick-sucking bitch. Next question, Vince.
Tell
us how you really feel about him.
Oh, hey, Ryan's here. Yep. Hey, Ryan.
How's it going?
Just in time to contribute to this conversation.
I was listening.
Somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is.
I swear to God, you know what I really hope for you guys, Steve? What I really hope is that fucking Cornette's gonna hear everything we said. I just hope that he fucking mentions the podcast so you guys get more viewers next week.
If that's the case, you can subscribe by going to youtube.com and putting "tag me a date" in the search bar, either with or without spaces, your pick, dealer's choice.
So,
you get the tag me a date channel. Please like and subscribe. Oh God, I don't know if you're gonna need to, but yeah, I mean, if you want to be responsible for tweeting it to
I'll
him.
do it as soon as we're done here. I'll tweet it.
Please tweet it to Cornette. Ryan, if you don't, I consider you a Cornette supporter, and you're on my enemy list.
Oh man,
What should be
on the Dunzo list.
what should be the title?
Charlie Armstrong tells you how he feels about about Cornette.
Charlie Armstrong feels about his Twitter handle.
Yeah.
So make sure he sees it.
And again, these are all words from Charlie Armstrong and is in no way, shape, or form from tagmeadate.com.
I happen to like Jim Cornette an awful bunch. I've only met him once. He was very
Fuck
nice
you,
to me.
Vince.
Sorry, I'm just saying I've never had a negative personal experience with him like you have, so I'm not going to say that yours is not valid, and I feel that the case that you made, if the things you said are true, is very valid. I'm just saying that I've never met the man on that kind of level. I've only met him once, so I'm trying to still say a little bit of a baby face here, man.
The only level he cares about meeting anybody on is, I got this T-shirt here for sale. Would you be interested in buying this T-shirt? Would you be interested in doing something like that?
Now, I have a question. You mentioned you kept bringing up Kentucky a lot. Is there do you have heat with the state of Kentucky? Like, what's going on?
I do for the fact that they allow a moron like Jim Cornette to live there. The state of Kentucky honestly should go ahead and just fucking boot his stupid ass out of there. That'd probably be the smartest thing for him. Fucking moron. Okay. But you can see there's a thing, and I love the story that Cornette shared on his podcast, how he was in good old JR's office and he was leaving Stanford, and if he was leaving there without a job, it was over with. He was going to kill Vince Russo right then and there. Listen, man, for 17 years, if is it really that hard to kick someone's ass?
Could be if you don't actually have actual heat.
I
mean, really, for 17 years, Vince Russo has been living and breathing, but you've made a living off of insulting the man. So I'm just saying,
Have they never done an event? Have they never done an event together?
No, because Rob Feinstein offered them each $10,000 to sit down and do a shoot interview, and they were going to have legitimate police there in the ring between both of them. And Vince Russo said yes. Cornette said no.
Huh.
Tim from WrestleCade contacted him and said, "Hey, we'll have you here. We'll have Russo here. We'll have legitimate police. We'll sell Russo versus thing. We'll do tickets. We'll do a whole deal." Russo again said yes. Cornette said no.
That'd be the end, though.
I mean, so what is it going to take? Is it going to take me just me booking Vince Russo as a mystery guest and just showing up at a goddamn event Cornette's at? I think that's what I should just do. I mean, and make sure I film this shit, of course.
Right.
Because,
well, what do you think would happen if you did that? Like, let's say that you went to WrestleCon or something, and you knew Jim Cornette was going to be at WrestleCon.
He can't. Jim Cornette will never be at WrestleCon because he sued Mike from High Spots because he did a video and he didn't get enough money for it, so he sued him. So
so let's assume it's another wrestling convention that's not High Spots. I love you, Mike. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to group you into this. I'm friends with Mike. So let's assume it's another, just generic wrestling convention.
Cornette would sit there, and Cornette would huff and puff, and he would probably hit his side of his foot and all kinds of crazy shit. Needless to say, Cornette wouldn't do a damn thing, and Russo would sit there and sign autographs, and Cornette would sit there and sign autographs, and right beforehand, he'd walk up, and he would go to leave, and he would be like, "Fuck you, Vince," and walk out and leave. That's exactly what would happen. Or he'd be like, "Fuck you, Vince," and run off and leave. That's exactly what would happen. There would be no blunt object. There'd be none of that. So as my battery's about ready to die here any moment, ending the podcast with you guys before I have to go and go and get away from Cornette and the fucking stress he's put me through for a goddamn week for his Cornette army. And that's again, The whole thing. I want to make it clear. Cornette never said boycott WrestleCade. He never said anything. But these Cornette fans went in a fucking roar, and because they're mindless idiots, and they're trying to make my life hell. So what my objection is, I can't get to them, so I'm gonna go to Cornette. Because you do with Snake, you chop the fucking head off, and the son of a bitch dies. So now what I'm trying to explain to you is, so public, everything I've said is on record. Every word's public. So if you'd actually could put a sentence together and not be a mindless fucking Cornette mark, and know the only reason Cornette gives a fuck about you is because of the fucking crappy merchandise he sells you. He don't give a damn about you. Cornette doesn't do charity events. Cornette doesn't do anything. He hates God. I mean, everything you could think of, this guy's a fuck, and this guy is supposed to be, you're supposed to be a god in the South. Jim Cornette, James A. Cornette can suck every part of my penis in his mouth, and I hope that when he does, I poke his right eye out in the process to fucking straighten his fucking vision out for him.
This segment has been brought to you by TagMeADate.com.
Actually, no, motherfucker. This segment was brought to you by Charlie Armstrong. Charlie Armstrong's opinions, not Tag Me a Date, not Vince Barry's, not anything affiliated with any other promotion. Hell, it wasn't even brought to you by Gimmick Tree Entertainment. It was brought to you exclusively by Charlie Armstrong, because I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared of Cornette. And guess what? I got a goddamn voice. I have a nationally fucking syndicated goddamn show on Fox Sports. I'm not on some goddamn podcast in Louisville, Kentucky, fucking having my poor wife be my fucking secretary. So keep that in mind. I have a fucking voice every week. You guys can hear me every Saturday, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Pacific on Fox Sports Las Vegas. And again, you guys check me out, and I'll be back next week with you guys.
All right.
Any other final questions before my phone dies on this whole issue?
I mean, if there was one thing you wanted to leave us with that we should take home as the conclusion of all of this, what would it be?
And you know what? I won't give you a smart-ass answer like Cornette sucked my dick or anything like that.
I was waiting for that.
I know you were. I know you were lobbying that shit right to me, but I ain't gonna give you that.
Softball.
So I'm gonna give you this. The thing is, in this business, if you truly are a good guy in this business, you're gonna get shit on. And if you sometimes make bad decisions, you're going to get shit on. My whole thing with Cornette is, you truly need to let shit go, man. Whatever. Okay, Vince Russo got you fired from 2 different jobs. Maybe the fact that you honestly weren't good at both them jobs and you lobbied into them because of your little fucking good old boys network. That's what's wrong with the business, is the good old boys network. Guys like Vince Russo, Ed Ferrara help change our business. They help evolve our business. You couldn't be a part of that solution, so you wanted to fucking hate on them, and that's what you've done for years. You've hated on people. You're a piece of shit that honestly, that will be better when you're dead, because you're not going to stop until you're dead. You're not going to change. There's no changing you. There's no sit down and we have intervention between me, Vince, and him. None of that shit. That shit ain't going to matter, because you're a bitter old bitch that you've got hate in your fucking heart. And that's honestly, see, everybody, oh, give Jim a little pass, oh, God bless you. Oh, fuck all that. Fuck all that, God bless, turn the other cheek. The theory that Charlie Armstrong has at this point in my life is this, and how I have about me is, I'm going to turn the other cheek so I can grab the goddamn 2x4 and bash you in the fucking face. Because honestly to God, Cornette is the fucking real reason that there's so much shit's fucked up in the wrestling business. This is the only thing he does. He fucking shoots on everybody. He hates the Young Bucks. He hates Kevin Steen. He hates Colt Cabana. God damn, you hate everybody that makes money for the business? Well, because they're not buying a good old wrestling network from Jim Cornette. Fucking stolen, you fucking found a bunch of DVDs outside a trash can. You had them remastered. And you've been selling them for 20 years. Congratulations, you got a gem. You know, at the end of the fucking day, I hope you fucking can just smarten the fuck up and stop working yourself up to these tingies. And have a good day, Jimmy.
Thank you, Charlie. Okay. As usual, shot out of a cannon and dropping bombs.
And fuck you too, Vince, for saying you like Cornette. Fuck you too.
I'm just saying, I've only met him once. He was nice to me. What can I say?
Oh, goddamn! I damn fucking Santa Claus was nice to me one year. That don't mean shit.
I'm just saying, man. If I run into him again, I don't want him to be. That's you, you goddamn cocksucker. Yeah, because I know how that'll go. I don't want
Yeah,
to have heat with a guy. I wasn't the one that had heat with him in the first place. You just
you
came
got
on the
hit with
podcast.
this.
That's
Vince, why don't you tell him what you said before the podcast came on? You said that you let his wife suck at your dick. You said that. You said it. Come on,
Oh
man.
man, Red Powerade almost ended up on my computer. Wow. I was trying to take a sip.
Oh, Vince, tell the truth. Tell the truth. You said Cornette's fucking. The only thing Cornette's ever did in the fucking business was be a manager, and you're 10 times the manager he is. You're a better announcer. You said he was a fucking. You see, the only thing he could do, you can't do suck dick. So I mean, good God, I mean, come on, just tell what you're saying before the podcast started, man. Come on, man.
Stacy Mantooth is a saint. No.
Yeah. You were saying her name, but you weren't saying it like that, brother.
Well,
Boys, you guys
certainly been enlightening.
You guys go enjoy your day. While Cornette sits in his cave, I'm gonna sit on my beautiful porch and I'm gonna go smoke something and have a good day.
All right, Charlie. Always nice to see you. Gimmick Tree Entertainment. Look them up on Facebook. July 30th. Ziggy's by the Sea.
I don't know about you guys, but my fucking head is spinning right about now.
What? Oh man.
Now, I just want to go on the record that
can we just do a whole bunch of backpedaling for the last 45 minutes of the broadcast? We really like you, Jim.
Well,
sorry.
Well, I will say this. I have
You're
met
welcome
Jim
to come on the
Cornette.
show and explain things. You're welcome to come on here.
Yeah, and listen, I have met Cornette, and he was very nice to me. Again, similar to Vince, I have not had an issue that Charlie has, and but he was a nice guy to me.
So I take it I shouldn't tweet this to him?
No, I mean, no, I'd say go for, because here's the thing: if you don't tweet it to him now, then Charlie's going to be mad at you. You know he's going to have. Goddamn Ryan! Thought you were a team player. You damn motherfucker. You know that's he's something like that.
I didn't want to marry us in the process of getting.
No, I mean
I'm in a no-win.
Listen, I think we've all done enough backpedaling to make up for this now. I think, hopefully, because I mean I don't listen. It was Charlie's story time, and we let the man have an open mic. Whether or not we should have, I guess, is the question. But no, it's always
creates
interesting.
cash, right?
It's always interesting. And then again, if there's a rebuttal from somebody in the Cornette camp, regarding the number of dicks anybody sucks, you can certainly contact us. Because listen, I'm sure that was an estimate at best, and you guys can narrow it down for us. But wow, anybody else just speechless after that shit? Holy crap!
I have nothing to say.
I will say this though. You want to know, for the most part, what sucked dick was Raw, and maybe we should touch on Raw a little bit.
Talk about Raw. Yeah, let's talk about Raw.
I will mention. I really love what they're doing with the New Day and the Wyatts. Although I think this is the beginning of the end of the New Day, which is unfortunate. But
they had a good run.
They did. They had a good run. So I like what's happening there. The food fight was stupid.
Yes.
I mean, it was funny, but it was stupid.
It was really stupid.
And Enzo and Cass getting multiple spots on Raw and being with John Cena, which is kind of fitting, actually.
They're stars. They take meteor showers. How you doing?
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. Somebody else talk. I'm done.
The two singles matches were good.
Yeah.
Well, Dolph Ziggler's always a home run, and but
it was a very phoned in Raw,
a lot of it made no fucking sense.
It's the 4th of July Raw.
The 4th of July Raw never really makes sense.
After Rusev won, I really thought Backlund and Darren Young were going to come out and make the challenge.
Especially since they showed Darren in the beginning. He was part of that food fight.
Yeah.
He's getting the chicken wing. Backlund gave him his permission to use the chicken wing.
That's great and kind of upsetting.
You know, if the whole thing is make
Ugh.
Darren Young great again, when was he great the first time?
Yeah, let's go over that.
That's a good question.
Oh,
Hmm.
poor guy. Well, fuck.
How about that the Matt Hardy Jeff Hardy
Oh,
match
the
tonight?
final deletion. Yes, let's talk about this. This is going to be happening soon, and I have to find somewhere that's playing it because I don't think I get Pop TV. Maybe I do. I'll check. The final deletion, Brother Nero.
Well, so apparently this is being this was shot because obviously this already happened.
Yeah.
But it was shot like a movie. Like I heard there's going to be special effects. I heard that it's in their house, like in the back,
Yep.
in the yard. It's going to have like drones and shit, like over ring. Like it's going to be.
Yeah, they shot fucking Roman candles and shit at each other. It's insanity, and I think this was all done. Yeah, that's all their land, right? Because that's the
That's
like
what I heard.
they use the BMX track because they have a BMX bike track back there. That's where Jeff broke his leg. So they do some spots there. They got a ring in the backyard. They got some other stuff. If you've watched any of the Hardy DVD from about 8-9 years ago now, I guess,
Yep.
they show some of it. So they got a lot of land there, and they're putting it to good use apparently.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll give him a shot. This is the first. I haven't watched TNA in a long time, so if this is what it takes, yeah, sure. Also, I heard,
seek it out after work.
and now Mike Bennett, I guess, is trying to keep the X Division belt to cash it in against Bobby Lashley, perhaps.
Hmm.
So that's the other thing that they're pushing. But I'm excited about this Matt and Jeff thing because I know Matt is a very creative guy. He's always trying new stuff. Like some guys, listen,
Keep
and I
it
know
safe.
it's not a knock against anybody, but Hacksaw Jim Duggan's been Hacksaw Jim Duggan for 40 years. Ric Flair's been Ric
Yeah.
Flair for 40 years. He never changed his gimmick. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's always going to be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Harley Race is always going to be Harley Race. Matt Hardy, you can't nail that shit down. He had the V1 thing. He tried to lose weight to be a cruiserweight. He was a tag team specialist with his brother. He hated his brother. He tried to kill his brother with pyro. He killed his brother's dog.
At least he didn't eat them.
Right, he didn't turn him into pepper steak. God, thank you, Ryan, for reminding me that exists. Boy.
Yeah.
But he reinvented himself several times, and this is just another evolution. Remember when he was ice cold, Matt Hardy?
Yep.
He did the ice pick submission finisher, and he had those terrible braids. I'm sorry, Matt, those braids were terrible. This is the regular hair is better.
I like the parroting of Fat Hardy.
Fat Hardy. Oh, people used to call me that when I was fat because I had long hair. But hey, you know what? I hope they do well tonight, and I hope it. If anything's gonna go well for TNA, it better be this. If not, then what? What are you gonna do? We've tried
Time
everything.
to close up shop.
I mean, weren't we talking about this like a year ago? Didn't we think they were?
Well, that's because they didn't have a TV deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I give up on TNA. I haven't watched an episode of TNA in quite some time. So
Right.
I watched the first episode when they're on Pop TV.
Yeah, I actually couldn't watch them for a while because they were on Destination America, and I don't think I got Destination America. Now
I don't think I had that either.
I think
I
I can.
wanted to watch TV though.
Yeah, it's mostly streaming now. It's funny. It's either DVR or streaming. I really don't watch anything live as much. Unless it's a sporting event. That's really the only thing I'll watch live is sporting events.
well, who the fuck wants to watch commercials?
Yeah, no, I agree.
No one.
Network and chill.
Exactly. Ryan, weren't you supposed to be working on that?
I sent a draft of it and no one commented.
Oh, I didn't see it. Send it again.
All right. I have the person. I have the person who's working on it. I'm like,
You don't have to do it right
take
this
a look
second.
at this.
Just send it when you can.
I have it saved. It'll take me
all right.
2 seconds.
Awesome.
Oh man.
Vince, did you happen to catch me on the Josh Lopez podcast last week?
No, you're on the Josh. Please talk about this a little bit. This would be nice, some nice product.
Yeah, I messaged Josh. I know Josh through Adam Daly, and Josh he's a young guy, but he's been doing stuff in wrestling for a number of years now, and he's doing a lot of stuff. He does like sports, Chicago Sportsland Radio, and all that stuff, and he's got the wrestling podcast. This was his show number 10, and he's like, yeah, come on, and we'll talk. And so I talked with him and Adam Daly. It was great. Rep tagged me a date. Steve said he listened to it, and
I listened. It was good.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that.
Excellent. I'll have to catch up on this now.
But great guy, and it was a blast. It was two full hours. It felt like 20 minutes.
Wow.
It's always the best.
3 guys talking about wrestling, you know?
They let you talk for 2 hours and 20 minutes?
Well, you know me, I'm a man of many words, you know. So.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. We try and get words out of you, and we get like 4 or 5 sentences, and then these guys got 2 hours and 20 minutes. But that's interesting. What did you talk about?
Everything.
You don't have to talk about everything. You know?
Everything under the sun, you know. Like I talked about how I thought having 2 titles is bullshit. Adam disagreed. Adam likes it. That's okay. We can all have different opinions. Steve and I always have different opinions. Yeah. 75% of the time, but
especially when Adam's wrong.
It makes it fun, though. You know.
Adam's very wrong. 2 titles is horseshit.
You know, we talked about that. I talked about some inconsistencies in wrestling. You know, we talked about Roman Reigns a little bit and the suspension, and you know.
Yeah. We didn't really bring that up because they again mentioned Seth Rollins, I guess, mentioned trying to get Roman Reigns removed from the triple threat.
Yep.
So they're still bringing him up. It seems like he's still going to be in the match, obviously, because the suspension ends before.
Is that
still promoting the match?
Thing?
Yeah.
Is that an actual thing?
What? The redemption? I hope not. I heard it wasn't, so I would assume it's not.
I don't think it should be. It's popping up. It's his first offense. He made a mistake. Let's move on. We don't need a redemption storyline right now yet.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. He doesn't need that yet.
I didn't see it from any official outlet. I was kind of curious if it was just Photoshop.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was Photoshop too. Somebody said that it wasn't airing. Somebody who worked for WWE commented on something in the Marks group that it was not, you know, it wasn't legit. Wrong. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, even if it was, because the rumor was, it was about his injury before WrestleMania, which still. So what? You know, it's just bad timing. You can play that any fucking time you want. You just don't play
that at next WrestleMania.
Yeah, seriously. You can do it then. Don't do it. Don't do it now. This timing would be terrible.
That'd be as bad as the Slammy Awards.
Yes.
Vince, did you get that Percy Watson thing I sent you?
Oh yes, I did get the Percy Watson.
How great is that?
It's funny that somebody remembered him enough to make an animation or an animated GIF out of him like that.
Yeah.
It's good though. I'm happy that he's remembered fondly because I thought he would have had a shot as a mid-card guy. They should have kept him around.
Well, him in NXT before NXT was on the network. Him and Darren Young. They were the I don't know, Miami Party Boys or some shit like that. Something like that. The South Beach Party Boys, that was it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Well, you know, Darren Young, he's Mr. No Days Off, or he was, you know.
Right.
You know,
until he had all the days off.
You know, had that day off.
That time off when he got injured, no. I always wanted them to do a thing where he was Mr. No Days Off, and then they're going to be, like, WWE is in, like, Orlando or Tampa or something, and it's the same day as the Disney Gay Pride Festival, but he's Mr. No Days Off, so he can't go. So he's, like, really sad that he can't go.
At least he's not Black Cena anymore.
Oh, with the hair. He wore, I don't know what the reasoning was, because it wasn't a sweatband. It was just a sparkly bandana.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And he just wore it, and it was I don't know. It was a sparkly bandana. It was sequins.
There's a dude in NXT, Angelo Dawkins. I don't know if you know who he is. He wears two fucking headbands in the ring.
Why? Oh, speaking of, we just didn't address this at all. You've been wearing a broski headband for the
Yes, I have.
I was going to mention that.
The reason why is because Zack Ryder got the
pin in
the pin last night. So I thought it was only fitting. Why not? Bust it out.
There you go. What did you guys think of the food fight?
Stupid.
Yeah.
What do you expected it? It's 4th of July. They phoned it in.
I mean, they got main event guys involved in that too, or at least people you perceive as main event guys, like Cesaro and Owens were in there. Oh shit!
It was Charlie.
Yeah.
Back for round 2.
One other little side note. I ran the Jim Cornette shirt with big things going in his mouth by the marketing department. They said that we couldn't sell it legally because of children and stuff like that. So I've got a thought process. Now you know that we're tied, and obviously too sweet Jason, our boys Chase and all them, Bullet Club, Amber and all that. So I got a great shirt, and I'm marketing it now. Hashtag Superkick Jim Cornette. I'm going to get it's going to be Jim Cornette's face, like that, with the Young Bucks lining up to super kick him.
All right, and you can legally clear that and make sure it's fair use or parody or whatever it is, and then absolutely.
Just have it be slightly resembling him. That's
right. It won't actually be Cornette's image. It'll be a goofy-looking cartoon scratch out of Cornette going.
Super kick Jimmy party.
Oh no!
So you got to put the pieces together.
Ryan, you are fucking hired. I like you better than Vince right now.
There you go.
Vince Barry, fucking Jim Cornette, Mark. Fucking. So disappointed in you, bro. I really am.
Hey, man,
so much,
I just gotta keep getting booked.
Okay. Hey, newsflash, Smoky Mountain Wrestling ain't opening back up again, brother.
And on that note, this has been another edition of the War Report Podcast.
I don't know if you should tune in.
Hashtag Ryan, what's the hashtag, Ryan? Hit it for him. You came up with it, brother.
Hashtag Superkick Jimmy Party.
Hashtag Superkick Jimmy Party. Good hashtag, Ryan.
I'll hashtag that in the tweet to him.
Dude, oh no. Oh, do you draw? You should draw it. You should draw the shirt.
Oh, it's getting drawn. It's getting made. Hashtag Jimmy Superkick Party 2006.
Oh my God.
And it starts live, folks, at NWA Legends event, because we will have the shirts made. And that's just too sweet.
Well, yes, once again, this has been War Report Podcast. Oh my God. So we're all never gonna get booked again. That's wonderful.
I'll get my first death threat, so
wonderful.
We'll bring them to the report.
Good God. Okay, well, if you're interested in checking out our usual podcast where we're not just blindly character assassinating people, you should check out the archives on YouTube. You should subscribe to Tag Me a Date. Go to the YouTube search bar, type in Tag Me a Date. You'll find our channel with our past shows and our scheduled weekly show, which is live and in public, if you will, every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. on the Eastern Time. Usually it doesn't go like that. That's all I can really say, is usually it does not go like that. But it was certainly enlightening, interesting.
It was entertaining.
It was all of the above. Charlie was shot out of a cannon. before we go, is there anything? Because TNA is starting. It's 8:04. TNA is starting now. Next week we're gonna have our draft special leading up to Tuesday's live draft.
Yep.
We'll have some draft related topics, and Ryan recommended some things on in the group message. So we've definitely got some
worst draft moments.
Worst draft moments. Oh god, I already can think.
There's picks, and I figured moments would encompass the
it would be
trading and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I go with
like that time they tried to trade Triple H to Smackdown and break up Evolution, only to have him traded back for 3 other guys.
Like 9 people, all main event level.
Wow. Jesus. All right. Well, we will talk about that.
I think Chris Benoit was involved in that.
Oh, Stevie Richards?
I thought it was John Cena.
Keeping that one alive. The old replacing Chris Jericho with Stevie Richards meme. Steve, any final thoughts before we close out this week, or are you seeing your Tag Me a Date empire crumble around you as you get brigaded by Jim Cornette fans?
TagMeADate.com, in no way, shape, or form, agrees with or endorses what was said from one Charlie Hartman Armstrong of Gimmick Tree Entertainment and Modern Vintage Wrestling. But again, fucking awesome show.
Can I
and TagMeADate.com.
Can I modify that? It should be endorses, confirms nor denies.
We cannot confirm or deny.
Don't ask, don't tell.
You don't get hate from either party.
Oh my god, this was fascinating. I don't know. I don't know if this is the best or the worst we've ever done.
All right.
I don't know.
Well,
I guess we should
close.
Get
death threats.
Yeah, if we get any death threats, we'll definitely let you know. This will be This will be an interesting kind of experiment. But once again, tagmeadate.com, the only dating site for
in the messages.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on Twitter when you tweet this out. But please check out Tag Me a Date. There is a spot on your Tag Me a Date profile for favorite manager, and you can definitely put down Jim Cornette if you'd like, and you can match with other Jim Cornette fans. Have a date night. You can go to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You'll get heat from Charlie.
You can do all kinds of amazing things in the state of Kentucky. I'm just trying to babyface as many people as possible right now.
Go to Mud Lake and visit Hillbilly Jim.
Yes, exactly. But no, seriously, tagmeadate.com. Sign up now while it's free. We're going to start charging money, and then we're on yachts. You're going to have to still pay for it, so get in now while it's free. And it's great. You can find a match that likes wrestling, which is hard to do on traditional dating sites because it's not exactly the first thing that comes up. And if it is, it doesn't necessarily come up in the most positive manner. But we won't get into that, politics of that, etc. We'll just say you check out Tag Me a Date. You can skip over all that. You can just find your match based on who you enjoy in the wrestling ring. So tagmeadate.com. Check out the War Report podcast every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. Go to YouTube to type Tag Me a Date in the search bar, and you will find our channel and our previous shows. And if Jim Cornette wants to come on, he can send an email to anybody here, and we will definitely facilitate.
We can tweet me when I tweet the link out.
Exactly.
The Jim Cornette rebuttal.
Yeah, we can have a Cornette rebuttal. We could mediate a live Charlie Hartman Jim Cornette summit via YouTube. We're not opposed
beer
to
summit.
That. Yeah, the beer summit. Everybody could have a beer. Maybe that'll keep things copacetic. Everybody will stay calm.
Simple.
Yeah, but seriously, no. If you do want to contact us and have your rebuttal, you definitely will get equal airtime. Contact us. Check out tagmeadate.com and listen to the War Report every 7 p.m. Tuesday evenings on the Eastern Time. We will see you next week. Steve, hit the button.